All right. Here I am. All right. So here's the first one. All right? All right, let's try it again. My son's disappointed in me. He saw me doing this in the room today. Okay, one more try, and then I'm going to give it up. But what my parents were mostly known for, and this is going to be embarrassing to everybody, right? Growing up, they had a song they always sang, and they learned it from Martin and Lewis, because my dad used to tell the story. My mom and dad broke up at one point because my dad went on a weekend from hell with my mother and two other couples, which were friends of hers. And it was just one of those stories where everything went wrong, and they broke up. My dad left that weekend. They dropped him off. He said, "Have a good life, and I never want to see any of you again." But they had promised each other that if Martin and Lewis ever came, because that was another thing. I don't know if you ever saw my dad imitate Jerry Lewis. No one imitated. I mean, I've seen, because everybody can imitate Jerry Lewis, right? No one imitated Jerry Lewis like my dad. He was unbelievable. But anyway, so they promised each other if Martin and Lewis ever came back, they would go see him together, and that's how they got back together. And Martin and Lewis sang this song, and yeah, for my dad, I'm going to try to sing it here. All right? So here we go. You ready? I tell you... Wait. I'm nothing without Mary. Ready? I tell you every street's a boulevard in old New York. Every street's the highway to your dreams. Well, it's a thrill to shop on 34th Street.
Where else?
Or down in Union Square. We like the people we meet on Mulberry Street. Have you ever been there? I tell you, every street's a boulevard in old New York. So keep smiling and you'll never wear a frown. Now wait! The scene changes. We're now in New York City on the Lower East Side. And there's a young Jewish man, and he's a gangster. And he's received his comeuppance for living with the criminal element. And he's been shot in the stomach, in the gut, and he's bleeding. And he's walking. And he goes in front of this old tenement house. It is his childhood home. And he's going to see his mother for one last time. And he walks up the stairs. And then he gets to the he gets to the door and he knocks.
You've got very heavy calves. Going up the stairs makes noise.
You're always there for me, Mary. And the door opens. And a little old lady answers the door, and he looks at her and he says, Ma. And the old lady looks at him and says, Eat now, Boopala. We'll talk later. So just remember there's the east side.
Where else?
And the west side. There's uptown and down. That's why we're proud to be a part of this great big metropolis known as New York Town. Ladies so much, and we encourage anybody that has a story about my dad that wants to tell it to come on up and have fun doing so. Thanks.